Looking back in the rearview mirror at the Bristol Night Race, which was the last race in the first round of the playoffs, which means 12 drivers know they are advancing to the next round. 4 drivers will be left behind. One of those drivers that is advancing is Denny Hamlin.
I told Chris, don't tell me about points or anything like that all day. Just let me run and get the best finish I can. And at the end, of course, I'm weighing my risk. I'm not trying to put it right up against the wall, knowing that, I saw some cars around us that we were outrunning that we needed to. So, man, good to reset now and start over.
So, Brad, we went into Bristol. Denny Hamlin was only 6 points below the cut line, and we were talking a lot about him, but they found the speed. And you said that last week. You said, I'm not worried about Denny. When he gets to Bristol, he'll get well.
Yeah, I felt better about Denny at -6 than I felt about Ty Gibbs and Chase Briscoe at +6. And obviously, Ty Gibbs had that early speeding penalty at the Stage 1 pit break and never recovered from it. Chase Briscoe did advance. But, hey, look, we're going into another round. Let's not forget, Denny Hamlin laid back at Atlanta. Talladega is the middle race of the round of 12. Is he going to do the same? The ROVAL is the final race. If he has a bad race or two, either Kansas or Talladega, can Hamlin recover at the ROVAL the same way he did at Bristol? I don't know that I'm buying that ticket.
I don't know that Denny Hamlin shows a great deal of expertise on the road course. I'm not saying he's a hack, but he sure
qualified well.
He sure draws a lot of attention, doesn't he, Alexis?
He does. And, looking at the way that the things have reseeded going into the round of 12, he's only up 7. That is like barely a cushion, if you consider that a cushion. And these are some tracks where big things could happen and take you out in a hurry. Certainly wipe out 7 points in the blink of an eye. So I would be a tad bit worried if I was a Denny Hamlin fan. But.
So the 12 drivers that are advancing are Kyle Larson, Christopher Bell, Tyler Reddick, William Byron, Ryan Blaney, Denny Hamlin, Chase Elliott, Joey Logano just barely is above the cut line now. Below the cut line of the 12 that are remaining, Austin Cindric, Daniel Suarez, Alex Bowman, and Chase Briscoe. Guys, I want to ask you right now, Alexis, we'll start with you. Of the 12 that are remaining, who surprises you the most that is still around?
Honestly, for me, it's probably Austin Cindric. He has had up and down performance when you think about since he's been, in that Penske Cup car. Obviously, he came out on the highest of highs and won the Daytona 500. And then from there, he had what you would consider to be probably a typical rookie season and not, had great runs and hadn't had another victory. And then, we come out and he makes it into the playoffs this season. And I thought, well, he might be somebody that is out in the first round. And not only did he not go out in the first round, but he was seated, before they reseeded for the round of 12, he was up pretty high. And when you think about his future in the playoffs, I think it looks pretty well, too, because there's a lot of tracks that play to his strength. So I was very surprised that he made it. But now I'm like, well, if he continues on this, path that he's down, maybe there is no limit to what he can do.
Brad Gilly, same question. Who are you surprised that's still kicking around in the playoffs?
Chase Briscoe. And it's a happy surprise, to be honest with you. Look, here's a team that could not afford a mulligan in the first round. They got in with that win at Darlington. Then they went to Atlanta and finished last. I mean, they did not have the points to be able to do it, but somehow they found their strength at Watkins Glen, obviously had a lot of strength at Bristol Motor Speedway. This is an organization that will not exist next year like it exists today. You have a lot of people that are leaving. Everyone questioned whether or not they were going to have the same Ford support that they did have, but now you have a driver. It's almost like the Bad News Bears. Now you have a driver and a team and a car number that literally an entire organization is able to rally around and push them through. And he has all the confidence in the world right now that they can make the championship 4, and I think that's awesome.
Why is it when you say Bad News Bears, the only thing I can think about? Take that second place trophy. Anyway.
Come on, Tanner.
All right. By the way, let's hear a little bit from Chase Briscoe.
It wasn't easy. We had to fight all night long. That's what we were able to do with our rush truck centers forward, and just proud of the effort. We could have easily given up a couple times there throughout the race, just some of the stuff that was happening to us, and just continue to rally. So excited for the next round. I feel like if we can get through the next round, then we're really, really serious contenders.
It's funny how the – go ahead, Alexis.
Well, I was just going to say, not only is he going into the round of 12, and running for a championship, but I do believe also he is expecting twins within the next few weeks.
Yeah, both
So
he and Bubba Wallace are about to,
and Josh Berry are about to have so there's a lot of on Chase Briscoe's plate.
There's a lot going on there,
There's
isn't there?
a lot going on there, yeah.
I like Chase Briscoe's position because they're playing kind of with house money right now, I feel like. And I will say the same for Austin Cindric and Daniel Suarez. Suarez surprised me. He's still kicking around.
Yeah, and if it was not for Martin
I
Truex
was
Jr.'s
gonna
speeding
say,
penalty,
yeah.
then he probably wouldn't be. I mean, look, he came in with such a huge advantage points-wise going into Bristol, and it literally just disappeared. I mean, and that was surprising. They were awful. Ross Chastain had a much better than average car on Saturday night. In fact, finished in the top 10.
Well, Suarez finished 31st, collected no stage points, and because of Truex speeding on pit road, was able to advance. I mean,
they were just terrible.
Yeah.
I think 4 laps down, I believe, at the end of the race. And not competitive.
And they
all
pitted
night.
late, but still, they were a good, honest 3 laps down with the way they were racing.
Yeah.
I think it's an interesting 12 that are going to go at it. I think it's interesting races coming up. We'll talk about that a little bit later.